The target pattern for this lecture is "It's just that." So with this pattern, "it's just that," we can omit the word that, like many of the other patterns we've seen. Now let's look at the meaning of "it's just that." Look at this example. I'm sorry you didn't get the job. It's just that we need someone with more experience. So what does "it's just that" mean? It's used when you want to make a complaint, a suggestion, or an excuse to soften the impact so the listener doesn't get annoyed. So did you get that? We use this pattern to make a complaint, a suggestion, or an excuse. In the example we just looked at, this is a kind of excuse. So a boss of a company was talking to an interviewee, and he said, "I'm sorry you didn't get the job. It's just that we need someone with more experience." So he's using this excuse to say, this is the reason you didn't get the job. I'm sorry you didn't get it. This is his reason for justifying not giving the job to this interviewee. So we use the phrase, "it's just that," to soften the impact, to make it less severe. Okay? So when we're saying something bad, like a complaint, or we're giving an excuse, or when we're making a suggestion that's not very nice, "it's just that" softens the blow. It makes the words after less harsh and less serious. Okay? So this is how we use this particular pattern. Let's look at some examples to make everything much clearer for you. Here's the first one. I'm sorry, Tina. I didn't mean to shout at you. It's just that I was so angry about what happened. So have a think about this example. Is it an excuse, a complaint, or a suggestion? Well, this one is an excuse. So the person is saying, "I'm really sorry for shouting at you, but this is my reason why I did it. This is my justification behind it." So when we give an excuse, we use the phrase, "it's just that," to soften the impact, to say, "I'm sorry, this is why I did it." Okay? And also, I want you to notice the pronunciation. "It's just that." So when we use the full phrase, "it's just that," the T at the end of just is not pronounced fully. So it sounds like jus, jus. So the T at the end of just is omitted. So we say, "it's just that." So notice this pronunciation feature of this pattern. Let's look at the second example. Paul says, "Why are you looking at me like that? Do I look strange?" Mary replies, "No, not strange. It's just you need a haircut." So how about this example? Is it an excuse, a suggestion, or a complaint? What do you think? Well, this one is a suggestion. So Mary suggests Paul gets a haircut. So why do we use this pattern when making a suggestion? Why do we want to soften the words that we use? Well, sometimes a suggestion is not negative. For example, I can say to my friend, let's go to the cinema. This is a suggestion. Or shall we go to watch a movie? In this case, we can't use this pattern because there's no negativity. But Mary is suggesting that Paul gets a haircut. In this suggestion, there's a tiny bit of negativity. You see? So that's why she wants to soften the words. The negativity is that she might think Paul's hair is too long, too messy, okay? So that he needs to sort out his hair. So this is why we use this pattern. When there's any negativity, you can use it to soften the words. Now let's look at one more example. I'd like to make a complaint. It's just that the menu said it included French fries, but we didn't get any. So this example is obviously a complaint. Someone is in a restaurant and they're complaining about the food. They're saying to the waiter or waitress, we didn't get any French fries with the meal, but the menu says it includes French fries. So they're making a complaint. Now, when we make a complaint, it's usually a negative thing, right? In fact, it's always a negative thing. So we use the phrase, it's just that, to soften the blow, to soften the words that we're using towards the waiter or waitress or whoever we're complaining to. So we use it when we're complaining, but we don't want to sound very bad. We don't want to sound like we're a really negative person. So this softens the blow, softens the impact of the words. Now, have a look at the structure of this pattern. It's very simple. We use the pattern, it's just that, plus a subject, a verb, and an object. So basically a grammatical sentence. For example, it's just that you need a haircut. So that's the basic structure. Now there's one more thing we have to look at in terms of structure, and that's context. Have a look at this. So we usually give context before this pattern, not after, before. So we give context, we use the pattern, it's just that, plus the subject, verb, and object. For example, I didn't mean to shout at you. This is the context. And then the pattern, it's just that I was so angry. So there we have it. The English pattern, it's just that. Now move on to the speaking and listening practice exercises. Download the MP3 and listen to it as much as you can. See you in the next lecture.